All right, next up we have Maya Crowley from Nguyen Coffee Supply in Essex, Vermont. Let's give a round of applause.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, Kane. Welcome. Thank you. Everybody settled? Cool. I'll have my music, please. Great. And yeah, time. Welcome, judges. I'm really excited to present one coffee to you for both of my courses today. I'm going to be presenting you an anaerobic Robusta coffee from Vietnam, imported and roasted by Nguyen Coffee Supply. This coffee was grown at the Ia Tan Cooperative in the Central Highlands of Vietnam in the Dak Lak region. It was grown at 800 to 900 meters above sea level. And I'm excited to use it as a bridge to introduce specialty coffee professionals to the world of fine Robusta. The reason I wanted to use this coffee to do so was because it has a really interesting acidity due to the anaerobic process. It's something that we as professionals often seek out in Arabica coffee. So I thought it would be a really accessible option to present to people who typically are consuming Arabica. As I was preparing for competition, it was a really interesting process to be able to work with a lot of different Robusta coffees, and it changed the way I approached dialing in coffee in general. When I took a step back, I thought about what I'm really trying to do when I dial in, which largely involves accentuating the best qualities of the coffee I'm presenting. Typically, when we think about Arabica coffee, we take an acidity-first approach to this, as oftentimes it's something that we need to tame. With Robusta, I really wanted to highlight the naturally full body and lingering finish that many Robustas have present. I'm using a recipe of 18 grams in and 48 grams out today. You're gonna have tasting notes of mulling spices, candied orange peel, dark bitter chocolate, with a medium to heavy body, a velvety texture, and a lingering finish. Thank you. Please enjoy. It was really important to me to come here today and highlight Vietnam's place in coffee history and the coffee growing world. One of the ways I wanted to do so was by using largely East Asian ingredients for my signature beverage. I'm going to explain to you what each of these ingredients is and why they're present in my signature beverage, and then I'm going to present tasting notes as I serve you. I'm using the same recipe for espresso as I did in the espresso course. I'm going to be serving this drink iced today, which is going to accentuate the acidity that's present in my coffee. Then we're gonna make a coconut cream and hojicha foam. The hojicha adds a really lovely balancing bitterness to this beverage. And it's interesting because hojicha is often overlooked in its specialty industry, just like Robusta coffee, simply because it uses the stems rather than the leaves of the tea plant. The foam is going to cling to an aromatic element that we're going to add at the end of the signature beverage, and it creates a really rich, lovely texture. After that, I'll be adding 8 grams of an oleosaccharum that I made using palm sugar, a common sweetener in Vietnam. As well as spent coffee pucks from my practice, citrus peel, and lemongrass. The spent coffee pucks are there to keep this beverage coffee forward, as well as to add a very rich element to it, since it's extracting some of the things that were not extracted in the coffee as espresso. Lastly, I'll be adding just a milliliter of cinnamon broth. This is cinnamon that I've simmered in water for 8 hours. It won't add any spice element to the beverage, but it does elongate the finish and add a really kind of like opens up the drink. So I'm adding just 3 grams of the foam. It's very unimposing. Finally, I will be smoking these with dried lemongrass. That's the aromatic element that's going to cling to the foam. And I want to use it as kind of a metaphor of how we think about Robusta as specialty coffee professionals. Oftentimes, we view it as something that will be immensely overpowering. This smoke comes on really strong at first in the aroma, but the finish on the smoke, this beautiful, bright citrus note, is meant to remind you of what the future of Robusta could be. By using processing to add in more of that acidity that we as professionals often search for, it opens up a new world of possibilities for this often overlooked plant species. Please wait until I add the aromatic element. Thank you so much. Thank you. My tasting notes for this drink are malt, citrus blossom, chocolate pudding, and a beautiful melon finish. Please inhale the aroma, swirl, and enjoy. Before I depart, I would love to ask everybody here in the audience, upon return to your normal life, go out, try Robusta, learn about how different origins of Robusta taste, and just give it a chance. Thank you. Time.